Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is February 29th, 2024. That anomaly doesn't happen so often. However, looking at the highlights of the day, Bitcoin pushes even higher and closes in to its all-time record highs. But first, looking at the major economic events. So we start out all day today. From Germany, we have a preliminary CPI number coming out. And then at 3:30 South African time, simultaneously, from Canada, we have a monthly GDP number coming out, and also we have from the United States a PCE Price Index number coming out. Now, looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the Japanese yen strengthens versus the US dollar as it closed in on its all-time record highs. New week, new low for the Turkish Lira. That happens again. Now, looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ just slightly lower. Looking at commodities, both gold and oil remain unchanged. Looking at the stocks, they're really just flatlining and unchanged. However, where the action is in cryptocurrencies, and specifically in Bitcoin, moving and pushing even higher. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the Japanese yen, it's the most active Forex symbol. If you look at the other Forex symbols, you'll see they're unchanged, especially the euro. We made a correction here, okay? 150.65 down to 149.70, almost 100 pips. That is important, okay? Especially as we're reaching some supportish area. And we almost hit all-time record lows for the Japanese yen. As the Nikkei continues to get stronger, this is something that will continue happening. The Japanese yen will continue getting softer, okay? And it's a kind of like a tug between the Dow going up, the US dollar getting weaker, the Nikkei going up, and the Japanese yen going and getting weaker. So it's like, which one is weaker between the two? That's really what's the fight here, okay? Now we are at supportish level, minor supportish level, just do be aware of it. So we may see ourselves just trading sideways, at least for now. Now, I just want to highlight how not trading is the euro, okay? Just for argument's sake, okay? Over the past week, we've gone from, just look at it in a 4-hour chart. We've been between 109.8, okay, and 108.48. That's a 50 pip range, and we were, let's see. No, this is even longer than that. What am I saying? Okay, we've been something like this, but we've been between 108.63 and 107.97. That's a 70 pip range. That's a hard range to trade, okay? Are there opportunities in it? Yes, but it's still very difficult. So just keep that in mind as you're trading it. Now, let's jump into the Turkish Lira, okay? Turkish Lira just keeps on making new lows, okay? We've mentioned this several times. A new week, a new low, okay? That's my motto here with the Turkish Lira. And you can see it's going to 31.17. Now, it's going to continue making new lows until it proves to us otherwise. There have been several times where it tried to prove to us otherwise, but it hasn't, okay? It continues making new lows ever since last May. So keep this in mind as this is continuing to make these new lows. You might want to jump in on it at any point, okay? There's no entry point really to say, okay, this is really a great entry point. But at this stage, if you're in it, great. Okay, thank you for listening to us, or at least to me. Okay, jumping into the commodities. Gold and oil remain unchanged. Aggressively, gold is just stubbornly, not aggressively, but stubbornly between this 2037-ish level from day to day. Didn't move. Crude oil also very stubborn at this 78 level. Didn't break 80 or 81 to push us higher. And certainly didn't break us lower than 75. Especially this week. This has been really very, very tight. Now, looking at the U.S. market, slightly lower. Okay, the Dow Jones just shedding off a couple 100 points from its all-time record highs. And looking at the NASDAQ, same thing, about 100 points from its all-time highs. If we look at the individual stocks, they're doing the same thing. They are trading sideways, almost not trading. If we look at Microsoft, trading sideways, okay, 407 off of our highs of about 20 points. Facebook flatlining here at its all-time record highs. So really not doing much, okay? So there's nothing jumping out when it comes to the U.S. markets of some sort of aggressive move in either direction. However, Bitcoin is another story. We're looking at a weekly chart. So we're closing in at our all-time record highs. This is really important because this will mean if we do break above it, that we could break out to 70,000, 80,000, 90,000. However, this is a significant resistance level, okay? Significant because it's multi-time frame. It's a yearly time frame, so it becomes much more significant. With that said, this has gone up quite aggressively, quite quickly, and it may continue that momentum. So keep that inside. Those are your two sides to argue whether or not it's going higher or whether or not it may correct itself at one point and make that correction on the downside. So keep an eye on it. Now, if you are day trading it, just be very careful because this is what happens. Okay, we're looking at a 4-hour chart. It doesn't continuously go up like the Turkish Lira. Turkish Lira, there is no pain. It just keeps on going up, 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 up like that. Here, it's a little bit harder because Bitcoin trades sideways and then out of nowhere just spikes. And at that point, if you're able to catch it, great. If you're not, then that's an issue because that will imply that you will chase it or do something or, trade it aggressively or do something negative to it in order to be able to catch on to it. So just keep that in mind. So defensive, offensive, but be responsible. This is Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.